Hello, everybody, and a very, very, very good evening to all of you. So, I got 5 minutes late because there was some problem. I was trying to collect my material, and then I realized that I'm on the same laptop and I have to switch between my content and the live video. So, then I applied a little bit of brain, and now I have it with me. So, as I promised, today I'm going to share with you some of my, I guess, three poems which I wrote during the time of COVID, and those are few of my personal favorites. So during COVID, as we all were very much confined to our own space and we were not able to communicate so much um, with people, and there were some instances where also the family members, they suddenly came in a very confined space where they were not very much used to of staying together all the time, and in some cases very beautiful relations developed, and in certain cases it was like what to say, how to behave, how to talk. So all these things happened. But when, if I talk about myself, I got a lot of time with my own self, and during that time I did a lot of work on my own growth. I studied, I subscribed to so many learning channels, and during all these things that I was doing, I also got in touch with some online news portal. Then I started writing some articles for a local newspaper. Then also I got interested into writing. So then I started searching about that, how do people write blogs and what is so special about writing blogs, and what do people write on. So is blogging only specific related to some organizations or some workspaces, or it can also be personal. So I found out there are many personal bloggers. So that interested me a lot, because I wanted to talk a lot, I wanted to share a lot. Whatever I was experiencing, I was trying to put it in proper format. So I ended up building a website, making my own website by the name Life Course, which I did continue for almost 2.5 years. And I also started writing on that. When I started writing, I used to write like during the week. I used to write, and I used to write so many blogs on it. All those blogs were related to what I felt, my experiences, how do I feel about others, the relations around me, the incidents around me. So all everything, whatever I used to feel like, do like people do journaling, I used to do blogging. And during that blogging, I also started writing some poetry. So I am not a poet. As the title of my life goes, I am not a poet, but just I had a little bit idea of how poetry is written. So I have tried some good, I guess I have a good 30 to 50 poems that I have written, and I'm also trying to add on to that in the coming time, so that I can one day get my little book published, which will carry all the poems that I've written myself. So I'm going to read out some of my poems to you. So, as I said, three poems. So, my first poem goes like this. So, the title of the poem is It Goes On. Now, this poem is, again, you all can relate the wordings of the poems. You can relate according to you, to whichever area it concerns you. But for me, I wrote it uh, thinking of my friends and very close friends, with whom I actually feel myself. So it goes on. This is the title of the poem. In the dark, during the dawn, the moments we share and the ones that linger on, the way we care, the things we dare, just love to live like this and wish it goes on and on. The laughs, the smiles, those twinkling eyes with a little shine. The blush on the cheeks, those funny talks, the dream filled sleeps that goes on and on. Non serious conversations and tear rolling discussions, the illogical laughter and silly justifications. This is how I live, and it goes on and on. Why get serious for something you don't know? Just chill and have fun, cause you never know. Hold on to your bestie and just roll on. This is what life is, and it goes on and on. Be pure and carry on. Just laugh and move on. Love and spread love. If troubled, just hold on. Hold yourself tight through this roller coaster ride. As this adventure never stops, it goes on and on. So, this poem I dedicated to my best friends and the people whom I am very close to. I hope you all have also liked it as I read it through. Now, my another poem is again about life. So many a times it happens that we feel we are drowned, we are doomed, and even our own life, our own creator has forgotten us, and we are nowhere to go. So maybe when I wrote this, I was feeling something like this, and I wrote down this poem. So this is the title is Life Found Me. I found you, you found me. When I gave up, life found me. Was not ready, was over with everything, was not expecting. When something hovered over me, was ready to accept, was ready to deny, was ready to leave that me inside me. When I gave up, life found me. Was not ready to dream, was not ready to speak, was not ready to explore, was not ready to feel, was over with every bit, was ready to be lonely, was ready to stay with myself only. But when I gave up, life found me. The path seems foggy, nothing is very clear, but definitely there is hope and love that is crystal clear. Let me give one more chance. Let me feel alive again. Let me live with this change, saying, just be brave. Despite all the lows, something holds me high because when I gave up, life found me. So, this I wrote with a quote in the end that believe in yourself, life is great. So, sometimes we really feel that there's nothing left for us in this one life, but it's not true. Life will never betray you, but our own feelings betray us many a times because we start feeling negative about ourselves. So, let's not do that. So I hope most of you will relate with this poem that I just read, Life Found Me, because when we feel very low, then sometimes we have to give ourselves a lot of encouragement to come back to that zone. So this is all about life. So when we feel very low, when we feel discouraged, when we find that nobody is standing by us, then without your knowing there will be a moment, and if you are lucky enough to understand that moment, you will realize that life never leaves you. It's always there with you. It never betrays you. It is always working towards you, for you, to raise you to a level you are supposed to be. Thank you, Reshma. Thank you, Ankit, for joining and listening. And it gives me also a lot of encouragement because this is the first time, I guess, publicly I'm sharing what I write as my poems. So, I mean, it was again just a click in my mind that I thought of going live with this little session with all of you. But I guess it will it will make a good impact on some who will see. So that is the main purpose. Now, moving on to my third poem, which is again one of my favorites. And usually, this is a perception in people's, not perception, I would say. Usually, people tell me that you're always very happy go round person. So, a few days back, I was in my school, and one of the teachers, she is a kindergarten teacher, and she appreciates me a lot. So she tells me that I get whenever I look at you, I get very much inspired by you. So because we were not in the same department, so I just laughed at what she said, and I said thank you, but how are you inspired by me? Because we are not working together, we rarely meet also. But then she counted on two to three things that she has observed me here, there, how, when, and how I do things. So those little things, you never know as a person that you are inspiring somebody or you are making a difference in somebody's life. But reality is that if you do something very passionately with your full energy, with honesty, with your authenticity, you are recognized by everything and everybody around, no matter whether the person is coming and telling you on your face, but you are making a difference. So let's try to make the best possible of whatever we have, and let's try to create that space of positivity around and happiness around, and let's exhiberate that kind of energy that everybody can relate to and get inspired from. So my next poem is Sailing in the Same Boat. So that is what I was coming to. So usually people say that you are always very happy go round. So it is perceived when people tell you like this, so it is usually perceived by people that this person never undergoes any problem. She's always laughing, she's always smiling, she's always happy go round, so she doesn't face any problem. But that is not true. So this is what I have written for in that context. Sailing in the same boat. I'm no different than you. I am no special than you. I also face the same storms. I also go through the same blows. For me also, life's the same. For me also, time flows. I am no different than you. I also sail in the same boat as you. I laugh a lot. I smile often. I dress up. I get up. I hold myself often and say, come on, buck up. I am no different than you. I also fall. I also drown. I also face the same frowns. I also sit and ponder and sometimes wonder, am I doing what I am supposed to? I am no different than you. I also sail in the same boat as you. I ask questions. I give answers. I argue and sometimes shut down. I also get lost, wondering if I would be ever found. I also expect and often fail. I also give up at times, thinking, what should I do? I'm no different than you. I also sail in the same boat as you. I also love to love. I also want to be loved. I also admire. I also want to be admired. I also care. I also want to be cared. I also appreciate. I also want to be appreciated. I am no different than you. I also sail in the same boat as you. So, the bottom line for everybody, I mean, as I was writing on my website only, so I wrote down, we all are same. Just treat everyone the same. So it's also about those people who actually don't consider the person in front, that he's also human, he's also an individual, he also has the same kind of likings and dislikings as others. But then we keep on imposing ourselves on the person in front. Let's not do that. We all are same, we all go through the same feelings. Some of us express, some of us don't express, some of us talk a lot, some of us are very reserved in nature, but we all go through the same emotions and feelings at different times of our life, because we all are humans, we all are the same tribe. So I really want to read now what Ankit has written. So Reshma writes so beautiful. Ankit has written soulful. I am a big fan of Adam Gonvi. Not much in English poetry, but this is so beautiful. Thank you. Favorite line about life is Zindagi खुद के दम पर जी जाती है, दूसरों के दम पर तो जनाजे निकलते हैं. Very nice, this is so true. And yes, your vibes are very positive. Thank you, Ankit. Reshma says it's commendable to stay so positive and inspiring. Need more such voices in these times. Thank you so much. I'm so very much obliged to read all these beautiful comments. So I'll be sharing the link with others, those who couldn't join. And if I get a good response, even if I don't get a good response, that doesn't matter. So I'll be sharing more of, I will be writing more and I will be sharing more if it will bring in a lot of positive energy and if people could relate to it more and more. Thank you so much. Good night, everyone. And I'll see you soon again with another interesting topic to discuss. Thank you, Ankit. Thank you, Reshma. And thank you, everyone. Bye bye. Good night.